Welcome to my YouTube channel, students. Jai Hind. Students, don't focus on living a perfect or an ideal life. Instead, you should rather focus on living a happy life. Actually, if you want to be happy, you should think of the happiness of others.
Students, in the preceding units, we have studied the charges at rest, that is, the source of electrostatic field. And also, students, we have also studied the charges in motion or electric currents, which acts as a source of magnetic field. These studies included the discussion of various fundamental laws of electricity and magnetism. After that, we have also discussed the phenomena concerning with changing magnetic field, which produces electric current, isn't it? So these discussions involved various laws of electromagnetic induction. And students, Maxwell, he predicted the transmission of energy by electromagnetic waves, which could travel with the speed of light. This led him to conclude that light itself is an electromagnetic wave. So in this unit, we'll be discussing about electromagnetic waves, its propagation, and various characteristics and properties of electromagnetic waves. Actually, as I've told you, Maxwell, he gave the idea of electromagnetic waves, while Heinrich Hertz and other scientists produced and studied these waves experimentally, right? So, basically in 1865, Maxwell predicted the existence of electromagnetic waves on the basis of the equations given by him, which were commonly known as Maxwell's equations. According to him, an oscillated charge produces a sinusoidal time-varying magnetic field, which in turn produces a sinusoidal time-varying electric field. These two, perpendicular electric and magnetic field, acts as source of each other. And it is these two mutually perpendicular time-varying electric and magnetic fields that constitutes electromagnetic waves, which propagate in space in a direction perpendicular to the direction of both the fields. So students, before we start discussing more about electromagnetic waves, let us watch the small video concerning electromagnetic waves.
Something surrounds you, bombards you, some of which you can't see, touch, or even feel. Every day, everywhere you go, it is odorless and tasteless, yet you use it and depend on it every hour of every day. Without it, the world you know could not exist. What is it? Electromagnetic radiation. These waves spread across a spectrum from very short gamma rays to X-rays, ultraviolet rays, visible light waves, even longer infrared waves, microwaves to radio waves, which can measure longer than a mountain range. This spectrum is the foundation of the information age and of our modern world. The remote control text message, television, microwave oven, even a doctor's x-rays all depend on waves within the electromagnetic spectrum. The electromagnetic waves, which are also known as EM waves, are similar to the ocean waves in that both are energy waves. That is, that both transmit energy. EM waves are produced by the vibration of charged particles and have electrical and magnetic properties. But unlike ocean waves that require water, EM waves travel through the vacuum of space at the constant speed of light. EM waves have crests and troughs like ocean waves. The distance between two successive crests or troughs is the wavelength. While some EM wavelengths are very long and are measured in meters, many are tiny and are measured in billions of a meter. The number of these crests that pass a given point within 1 second is described as the frequency of the wave. One wave or cycle per second is called a hertz. Long EM waves such as radio waves have the lowest frequency and carry less energy. Adding energy increases the frequency and makes the wavelength shorter. Gamma rays are the shortest, highest energy waves in the spectrum. So as you sit watching TV, not only are there visible light waves from the TV striking your eyes, but also radio waves transmitting from a nearby station and microwaves carrying cell phone calls and text messages, and waves from your neighbor's Wi-Fi and GPS units. There is a chaos of waves from all across the spectrum passing through your room right now. With all these waves around you, how can you possibly watch your TV show? Similar to tuning a radio to a specific radio station, our eyes are tuned to a specific region of electromagnetic spectrum and can view with wavelengths from 400 to 700 nanometers. The visible light region of the spectrum I'm talking about. Yes, the electromagnetic waves interact with the molecules. Some wavelengths in the visible spectrum are reflected and some wavelengths are absorbed. This leaf looks green because EM waves interact with the chlorophyll molecules, waves between 492 and 577 nanometers in length, and are reflected, and our eyes interpret this as the leaf being green. Our eyes see the leaf as green, but cannot tell us anything about how the leaf reflects ultraviolet, microwaves, or infrared waves. To learn more about the world around us, scientists and engineers have devised various ways to enable us to see beyond that silver of the EM spectrum. Data from multiple wavelengths help scientists study all kinds of amazing phenomena on Earth. From seasonal change to specific habitats, everything around us emits, reflects, and absorbs EM radiation differently based on its composition. A graph showing these interactions of the EM spectrum is called a spectral signature.
Students, after watching the video, let us recap the things which we have discussed so far. So, electromagnetic waves consists of sinusoidally time and space varying electric and magnetic fields which acts at right angles to each other, as well as the right angles to the direction of propagation of the waves. Now this is the diagrammatic representation of electromagnetic wave which is propagating along x-axis. Suppose this is the direction in which the electromagnetic wave is propagating with the speed 3 into 10 to 8 meter per second, which is the speed of electromagnetic wave in vacuum. So it has been represented by c. Just to give it a three-dimensional effect, I have drawn the coordinate system like this, slightly slanted, right? Now, this is of sinusoidal nature. This represents the time and space varying electric field. So the electric field is considered to be oscillating in the XY plane, right? So this is the direction of the electric field. So electric field is considered to be oscillating in the XY plane, right? Along this plane. And these are the magnitudes of the electric field at different instants. It's a sinusoidal nature. It means that the magnitude of the electric field varies continuously with time and it reverses its direction periodically. Now, magnetic field, that is also of sinusoidal nature. It is represented by this. And magnetic field oscillates in a plane which is perpendicular to the plane of oscillation of the electric field. So if the electric field is assumed to be oscillating in the XY plane, then the magnetic field will be assumed to be oscillating in the XZ plane. So this is the plane in which the magnetic field is assumed to be oscillating. This is BZ, right? And both are perpendicular to each other, obviously. So both the electric field and magnetic field are of sinusoidal nature. That is, they vary with time and reverses its direction periodically. This is how the magnetic field oscillates in the XZ plane. So both act as a source of each other. And the most important point is, students, the angle between their planes of oscillation is 90 degree. It is 90 degree. Right? So again I repeat, students, electromagnetic waves consists of sinusoidally time and space varying electric and magnetic fields which are acting at right angles to each other, as well as it is perpendicular or at right angle to the direction of propagation of the wave. So direction of propagation of wave is along x-axis, electric field is oscillating in the xy plane, and the magnetic field is oscillating in the xz plane. So always remember, electric field oscillates in a plane perpendicular to the oscillation of the magnetic field. Always remember this. And also, they are also perpendicular to the direction of propagation of the wave. So here we have assumed that the direction of propagation of wave is along x-axis. Right? This is the direction along which the wave is propagating. Electric field is oscillating sinusoidally in xy plane. XY plane. While students, magnetic field is oscillating in XZ plane. So both the electric field and magnetic field, both are of sinusoidal nature, both oscillates in planes which are perpendicular to each other and also perpendicular to the direction of propagation of the wave. So this is the very reason why electromagnetic waves are said to be of transverse nature, right? So students, electromagnetic waves are the waves consisting of sinusoidally time and space varying electric and magnetic fields acting at right angles to each other, right? And also the electric field and magnetic field, they also oscillate in perpendicular planes and they're also mutually perpendicular to the direction of propagation of the wave. So the electric field and the magnetic field are also mutually perpendicular to the direction of propagation of the wave. Actually, students, the direction of propagation of an electromagnetic wave is actually given by the cross product of the electric field and the magnetic field vector, right? This is a very, very important topic. The direction of EM wave is given by the cross product, cross or the vector product. It is given by the cross or the vector product of electric field and magnetic field. Okay, I'll elaborate it. Right? Let us consider another diagram. Suppose this is the x-axis. Let us consider this to be y-axis. And let us assume this to be z-axis. Obviously, all are mutually perpendicular to each other, isn't it? Now, let us assume the electric field to be oscillating in the xy plane. So, it will be represented like this. This is the representation of the electric field. We have considered the electric field of the electromagnetic wave to be oscillating in the xy plane. And suppose the magnetic field of the electromagnetic wave be oscillating in the xz plane. So it will be represented like this. So obviously both are perpendicular to each other. This is the magnetic field and this is the electric field. They are perpendicular to each other. Now students, using the properties of the cross product, E cross B, the direction of electromagnetic wave is, direction of EM wave is given by E vector cross B vector. So the direction of the cross product of two vectors, that's given by thumb rule, right hand thumb rule, isn't it? Here students, the angle is to be measured from electric field vector to magnetic field vector, like this. Electric field vector to magnetic field vector. This is the direction in which the fingers must curl. In that case, the thumb will indicate the direction of E cross B. and that in turn will indicate the direction in which the electromagnetic wave propagates. So it's like this. This is the direction in which the fingers curl, and that gives the direction of E vector to B vector. This is the direction in which the angle is to be measured, that is from electric field vector to magnetic field vector. In that case, this thumb will represent towards the direction of the resultant of E vector cross B vector, which in this case will give us the direction of the propagation of the wave, right? So in this case, the wave will propagate along this direction. This is the direction of propagation of the electromagnetic wave, right? So you can draw this diagram here as well. Suppose this is the electric field which is oscillating. Let us consider this to be the electric field, right? Now, since the magnitude of the electric field varies, therefore at different points the strength of the electric field would be different. Remember, electric field is of sinusoidal nature, that is, its magnitude keeps changing continuously with time, as well as its direction also reverses periodically. So this is the time and space varying electric field. It's of sinusoidal nature. Now students, in order to represent magnetic field, right, it is assumed to be oscillating in the XZ plane. So it will be like this. So magnetic field is also of sinusoidal nature. Magnetic field is also of sinusoidal nature. That is, its magnitude will also keep varying continuously with time, and it will also reverse its direction periodically. It is of sinusoidal nature. And remember, both electric field and magnetic field, they oscillate in perpendicular planes and also are perpendicular to the direction of propagation of the wave. So the angle between their planes of oscillation is 90 degree. This is 90 degree. So you can draw any of these two diagrams. Clear, students? So always remember, electromagnetic waves are the waves which consist of time and space varying electric field as well as magnetic field. That is, both are of sinusoidal nature. Both oscillates in perpendicular planes, that is, both are perpendicular to each other and also perpendicular to the direction of propagation of the wave. And just now we have verified the fact that the direction of the electromagnetic wave is given by the cross product or the vector product of the electric field and the magnetic field. And using right hand thumb rule, we can easily determine the direction of propagation of the electromagnetic wave.
So students, in this particular session, we have discussed about electromagnetic waves and its few characteristics, isn't it? In the coming sessions, students, we'll discuss electromagnetic waves and its characteristics in detail. So that's it for this particular session, and do join